Good morning, everyone. It is Monday, the 12th, the day after Mother's Day, and I thought I would give a quick update on my garden. This bed right here is my Swiss chard, my spinach, and my carrots, and I'm not sure, to be honest, what that other plant is. Looks like some type of bean, but I could be wrong. I've been regularly cutting off of my Swiss chard. I'm not sure if you can see that, but I've been regularly cutting and feeding it to the rabbits. That's why those plants look thin while these ones look thicker. I've got the spinach on the other side, which is getting really big. I'm very happy with it. And this is the plant, I'm not sure what is. It just kind of popped up in my bed. I don't really know what it is. Oh, and there's my carrots. They're doing pretty good. This is my other garden bed. As you can see, my peas have gotten really tall. They're probably between 3 and 4 foot. And I actually do have some pea pods on them. And I also planted some onions in this bed that are doing fairly well. They've only been in there about a week and a half to a week. You can just barely see the little green shoots. But my pea pods, or my peas, as you can see, there are flowers on them. But I wanted to show you that I've actually got peas on them as well. And I'm looking forward to actually getting a good harvest off of them. They're looking pretty good. See, there's one right there. There's another one down there. Another one over there. But yeah, those are doing pretty good. This is my other garden bed. This one I started to try the mitt lighter method, and I've been doing my weekly feed and everything. Unfortunately, on my eggplants, get you in a little bit closer so you can actually see them, I have had a really bad infestation of flea beetles that have just really devastated my eggplants. I came out here this morning and I sprayed them again in an effort to try and get these flea beetles to leave them alone, but I haven't really been all that successful yet. This particular pepper right here looks like it got its top eaten off by something. But the other peppers are doing fairly decent. I mean, they're not doing outstanding, but, you know, they're doing okay. And let me show you my seedling bed. This is my seedling bed, and right now the only thing that I have left in here are my cucumbers, and they're doing really good. I'll be transplanting those sometime this week. Not sure exactly where, but that's why they're still in here. I took the peppers that I had in this square and this square, which is why it looks all roughed up, and I planted them out in paper pots. And they're right here. And they're actually doing better now that I put them in the paper pots. And these other 4 are Roma tomato seeds that haven't sprouted yet. This is my modified kiddie pool grow bag system. And it's actually doing really well. I'm very impressed. These are some yard-long beans that I planted for my husband. They all came up except for right here. This one is still working on coming up. And one right here. Those didn't come up. But all the rest of them did, and I'm really excited. I'm going to have to get a trellis set up for these because these are vining beans. This bag right here is black-seeded Simpson. Here we have pak choy in the back. That's what these 2 rows here are. The seeds that I planted here have not come up, and that was supposed to have been celery, and that has not come up yet. This is cilantro that I transplanted out of my herb bed to see how it would do, and as you can see, it is doing great. It has more than doubled in size since I put it in there. This bag has butter crunch lettuce, and it's sprouted. I'm pretty excited about that. This one has sweet banana pepper, but it has not yet sprouted, and I'm actually starting to see some sprouts in this one along my oregano row, and I'm not sure if that's a basil sprout or not, but that's what I planted in here. That looks like grass. And these are my potatoes. I actually need to get some more soil put in here. They're doing really, really well. I was a little worried because I've never done this system before, and I was a little concerned that the dampness might cause the potatoes to rot instead of grow. And I also have this here. This is my new stevia plant. The last one I had died this past winter. I guess it just got way too cold for it. But I'm going to get that transplanted into a bag as well. This is part of my in-ground garden. I did a little 4 square foot section, and I planted it with corn. Been getting a lot of rain, so I was kind of concerned about it, but apparently my concerns are ill-founded. My corn is starting to sprout. Yay. Part of the reason I was concerned about it was because we got some really hard rains not too long ago that actually caused some of my seeds to come up out of the ground. There's another one right there. So I wasn't sure whether they would make it or not, or if they would sprout or not, but apparently they're starting to sprout. We'll see what kind of coverage I get. I planted 4 in each square, so we'll see. But that's my corn section. This is my tomato and pepper bed, and cucumbers. Mostly tomatoes and peppers though. And they have grown substantially since the last time. Well, actually the only time I've shot any video. I'm constantly having to come through here and pull off flowers because these just are not big enough yet to be producing tomatoes. But my peppers aren't doing awesome, but neither are my ones in my other beds, so I don't know if it's just because of the weather or not. Maybe it's just not warm enough for them. But these are my tomatoes. Here's my cucumbers. I need to get them trellised up. They're not doing super well, but at least they're still alive. Well, except for that one batch down here that I accidentally killed when I transplanted them. But as you can see, my tomatoes are doing awesome. My bell peppers are these are cayennes here. Look, see the flowers? Time to pull them off. I do not want peppers yet either. These plants just are not big enough, in my opinion, to support fruit growth. And yeah, see, little yellow flowers. I go through here every couple of days and pull flowers off. There's my other peppers. Those are, I think, cayennes. Those are jalapenos. And those are bells. Anyway, I also planted some provider bush green beans. I did 3 rows right through here, and they haven't sprouted yet, but I only planted those on the 7th. And down here on the other end of this bed are some more green beans that I planted. These are contender bush beans, and it came up real spotty. The beans didn't sprout all that well. I planted these before those tornadoes came through, so we had some really bad weather right after I planted them, and I think some of my beans may have gotten washed away. I'm not really sure, but that's what I got here. Contender bush green beans. We'll see how they handle the weather and how they produce. This is one of my 10-bag modified kiddie pool grow bag systems. I have it planted with provider bush green beans that have not yet sprouted, but it's only been a couple of days. But I'm looking forward to that one. I had to cover it with that plastic mesh to keep my chickens out of it. And we'll see how this one does. I've got 2 more beds set up. Let me take you over there. Here's my other 10 bed setup, or 10 bag setup. This one, at this moment, I don't have anything planted in it. I covered it with the plastic mesh as well because the chickens were getting in there and scratching it all out. But this particular bed, I plan on planting corn in and pole beans. I want to do corn and pole beans because I figure the pole beans can climb up the corn. But that's what I plan on doing in this one. I have one other system set up and have bags in it. It's a 4-bag system. Let me take you over to that one. This is my little 4-bag system. It's 2.5 feet across here and 2 feet wide. And it fits 4 bags perfectly. And the reason I did a 4-bag system is because I'm going to plant tomatoes in that. And I had all this extra PVC pieces sitting around. So I took them and I made this frame. And excuse the wobbliness, I'm going to take you over here so you can get a slightly better look at it. Right now it's just sitting straight on the ground. What I want to do is get some pipe strapping. And what I will do is remove a screw, and I will take this and I will wrap the pipe strapping around the pipe and screw it back in. Or I just may leave it like this. But what I plan to do is to take some of that plastic netting. I'm not sure if you can see that or not. See that plastic netting? I'm going to take that plastic netting and I'm going to wrap it around this little frame that I built to keep the chickens out of it, but also to support the tomatoes as they grow, kind of like a tomato cage. And the 4 Roma seedlings that I have in paper pots, or, well, that I'm hoping to have in paper pots because they haven't sprouted yet, are what's going to go in this system. I also wanted to give a quick shot of this end of the garden bed. This is the long garden bed that I have the corn planted in the other end. I used that handy dandy shoulder breaker and broke all this up. And what I plan on doing, I'm going to shovel some of this out and I'm going to add some peat moss to it to make it a little bit lighter, and I'm going to plant my potatoes in there. But yeah, this will end up being my potato bed.